Okay, in this lesson we are going to learn chapter 2, subtopic 2.5, the discriminant. The discriminant of a quadratic function is this. When you write the quadratic rule, the quadratic formula, minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac over 2a. That's a quadratic formula to find the roots of a quadratic function. This thing, b square minus 4ac, is called the discriminant. B square minus 4ac is called the discriminant. By looking at the value of this discriminant, we can find the nature of the roots of quadratic function. By nature I mean it can be two real roots, or that probably the graph touches the x-axis at only one point, or probably it doesn't touch the x-axis at all. So there are three cases. So we just need the discriminant to know the nature of the roots of a quadratic function. So there are three cases. When your b square minus 4ac is a positive number greater than 0, then the function, the quadratic function, has two distinct real roots. Two distinct real roots. That means the function can be like this, or probably the inverted graph like this. It intersects the x-axis at 2 points. Now if the b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, the graph has, the function has one root. That means the function touches the x-axis at only one point here. Or instead of saying one root, sometimes they say two equal roots. It's the same thing. One root or two equal roots. The first one is two distinct real roots. Two equal real roots. That's the second condition. And then the third condition is when the b square minus 4ac is less than 0, if it's a negative number, no real roots. In that case, the graph will not touch the x-axis. Or if you take the U-shaped parabola, it will not touch the x-axis. So there are three conditions. But sometimes, just to confuse you, they will tell you two real roots. They won't specifically mention whether two distinct real roots or two equal real roots. It can be two distinct or two equal. If nothing is mentioned, if they say just two real roots, just combine these two conditions and write it as b square minus 4ac is greater than or equal to 0. So these are all the four conditions you should be aware of. You may like to take note of these conditions. Now I'm going to show you how to use these conditions to solve the given question. I'm taking a question from exercise 2G, question number 2. Read this question carefully. It says, find the values of k for which x square plus 6x, x square plus 6x plus k is equal to 0 has two real solutions. They did not specifically say whether two distinct real roots or two equal real roots. So we need to take the condition b square minus 4ac is greater than or equal to 0. So a is the coefficient of x square, b is the coefficient of x, c is the term independent of x, which is k here. And write the condition b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. Sub in the values and make k as a subject. 6 square minus 4ac is 0. 4k minus 4k is equal to minus 6 square. So k is negative 36 over negative 4, 9. That's the value of k. Sorry, I made a mistake here. This should be greater than or equal to, not just equal to 0. Greater than or equal to, so k is greater than or equal to 9. That's the reason the question says find the values of, mostly they will mention like find the range of values of k. So k is greater than or equal to none. I made a slight mistake here again. When you divide by a negative number, you have to flip the sign. K is less than or equal to 9. That's the range of solutions. Let me look at the marking scheme now. For question number 2, K is less than K. Though they have used this b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, I would suggest you to use greater than or equal to 0. Though they have used, so I'm going to show you one more question from the same exercise. Let's look at this question now. Question number 3. Question number 3 says, find the value of t. Value of t when this function has exactly one solution. So the condition is b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. So take the function 2x square minus 3x plus t is equal to 0. A is equal to 2, b is equal to negative 3, c is equal to t. And take the sub in into the condition minus b square, always put a bracket around the negative number, minus 4ac is 0. So you get 9 minus 8t is equal to 0. T is going to be 9 over 8. That's the value of t for question number 3. For question number 3, the answer is 9 over t. So that's all. You just need to read the question carefully and apply the condition accordingly. Probably I'll show you one more question. Okay, look at this question now. Question number 6, the same exercise, question number 6. The function x square plus 3px plus 14p minus 3p, where p is an integer, has 2 equal roots. It's same as saying one root. So the condition is b square minus 4ac is 0. So a is the coefficient of x, b is the coefficient, sorry, a is the coefficient of x square, b is the coefficient of x. I have seen students just writing 3 here. Now, you have to take everything except 3. So it's 3p. C is all the terms that are independent of x. In this case, 14p minus 3. There are two terms. Now, sub in into the condition b square minus 4ac. There are 2 terms in C, so put it in a bracket. Is equal to 0. Open the bracket, you will get 9p square minus, take minus 4, negative 4 and multiply this. So you will get 56p plus 12 is equal to 0. Now we need to solve this quadratic equation and find the value of p. Remember this, the p is an integer, so you need to take only the integer value. So I'm going to use my calculator to solve this. 9 minus 56 and 12. The values of p are p is equal to 6 and p is equal to 2 over 9. So again, you are allowed to use your calculator to solve this, but you need to write 2 more steps. Write p minus 6 times 9p minus 2 is 0. Open the bracket and write one more step here. 9p square minus 54p minus 2p plus 12 is 0. That's it. So again, finally, we got the values of p, but the question says p is an integer, so you can just put a cross here, tick here. In fact, your Pearson Edexcel curriculum allowed this. Or if you want, you can write p is equal to 6 one more time. We solved part A already. We got the value of p. Now the question says, for this value of p, we need to solve the equation, this equation. So basically we need to sub in the value of p into this highlighted equation. So x square plus 3px plus 14p minus 3 is equal to 0, which is x square plus 18x plus 684 minus 3 is 81 is equal to 0. This can be written as x minus 9, x plus 9 whole square is 0. X is equal to minus 9. You can write just 1 minus 9 or 2 minus 9. It's the same thing. That's the value of x. You should remember this information, the function has only one root, is already mentioned in the question here. 2 equal roots. So when you solve, you have to get 2 equal roots or only one root. If you get 2 different roots here when you solve, if you get 2 different roots here, that means something is wrong. You have to go back and double check your work. So that's how we use the discriminant to solve these questions. Probably I'll solve this question number 7. Question number 7 says, you have a quadratic function given. You need to find the discriminant of, they want you to find b square minus 4ac here. A is the coefficient of x, so coefficient of x square. B is the coefficient of x, which is k plus 4. C is the constant term k. So the discriminant is b square minus 4ac is equal to b square minus 4ac. You don't need to put equal to 0, less than 0 and all. They just want you to find the discriminant, that's all, in terms of k. So just open the bracket, you will get k square plus 8k plus 16. You can apply a plus b whole square here, or write it 2 brackets k plus 4 times k plus 4 and open the bracket. And then minus 8k. So you will get k square plus 16. That's the discriminant of this function. Let's look at the marking scheme now for question number 7. Yep, k square you can see here, it's k square plus 16. Now, part B, look at part B. It says, hence or otherwise, prove that h of x has 2 distinct real roots. What's the condition for 2 distinct real roots? The discriminant is positive, right? That's what we need to prove. We cannot take this as positive because that's what we have to prove. We have to prove the discriminant is positive. How do we prove that? We know k square is greater than 0, right? Because a square of a number will always be a positive number. That gives us a positive number plus 16 is greater than 0 also. Therefore, what is k square plus 16? That's the discriminant, right? Is greater than 0. Therefore, you need to write h of x has 2 distinct real roots. 2 distinct real roots because we have proved already the discriminant is positive. Because k square is definitely positive, so k square plus 16 is also positive.